Good evening, fellow owners, and welcome back to the first in-season episode of Frank Gore, Inventor of the Internet, Fantasy Football Season 3. Your league commissioner, and more importantly, Danny, league champion, is back to fulfill my duties with the weekly league video updates. This is a big one this week, with Le'Veon Bell getting traded. Our league's namesake is starting this week for the New York Jets, Frank Gore, alongside Joe Flacco. Sorry I haven't been up to date on content so far this year, but I've been busy lately. I took all of your entry fees and invested in the stock market, and from there made enough money to purchase a new league office. I'm moving on up from renting the previous space. As you can see, there's some settling in that still needs to be done, but we have a makeshift setup that is somewhat functional. I'm working in a Season 3 office with some Season 1 technology, so bear with me. This season has steadily gotten weirder every week between major injuries with NFL and fantasy implications and COVID starting to work its way through the league, which all started with the Titans-Chiefs game the other week when TJ got nervous and texted me and said, "Hey, we just make this league a $20 entry fee and give everybody $80 back?" No, TJ, we all knew what the fuck we were getting into. It's 2020, bro. And you are doing pretty good. There's no Thursday Night Football this week, though, due to the Bills playing this past Tuesday, which was the second Tuesday night game in history. And many other schedule changes have led to some last-minute decisions affecting fantasy lineups around the country. Trust me, your league office is trying its best to stay on top of this and figure out the fairest way to handle these issues. It also looks like the Falcons facility has some positive cases today. But turned out it was only one real positive case, and then the NFL said they could go back to the facility today, but they chose to go back tomorrow. So just keep an eye on that, and keep an eye on the Falcons and Vikings game this week, and make sure you have those players in the flex spots so you can pivot if the announcement comes. A decision should be made well ahead of game time, so no excuses for not knowing what's going on. Also, some other breaking news today. OBJ, Sean, has been sent home with an unknown illness. My personal guess is E. coli from having girls take dumps on his chest. Another way the season has been extremely, and I mean fucking extremely weird, is that TJ is currently sitting alone in first place with a record of 4-1. Even with his first pick, Michael Thomas, fighting his own teammates, the Mahomes-Kelsey stack, along with Ridley, having a big year, is currently carrying TJ. Then at 3-2, we have Brian, who has the most points scored for and the most points scored against. Amy, who lost the number 1 overall pick in week 2. Ben, who lost the number 1 fantasy QB to a broken ankle last week. Danny, who has recently hit a skid. And Matt, who beat me last week with 3 players on a bye. Then at 2-3, we have Adam, who started off very terribly and is now confident enough in his team to send us all a text about it, giving him a boner. Sean, who again owes OBJ, and other teammates that don't quite live up to the potential. Walker, who lost his first round pick and his team's namesake. Your champion, whose top running back has turned out to be a major bust. And Rick, whose team has also been riddled with injuries and also riddled with Rick not paying attention to fantasy news every week. Then, at least we have one thing that makes the world feel somewhat normal. Brett Moore is in sole possession of last place, which makes sense with a dumb fucking name like Niv Mezet Dracogenius. Whatever the fuck it is. How about you Draco these nuts in your mouth instead, nerd? But I guess being out at sea, having the number 2 running back in the league get hurt, and his other one getting a DUI last night, all do play a factor into the shitty record. So, week 5 is come and gone. There are now 8 more weeks until the fantasy playoffs start, so everyone still has a chance. Good luck to everyone this week, except for Matt and Danny. Champion out.